let me kind of share with you first a little bit about Online Media Today and why Michael and I started Online Media Today. Online Media Today has a sole function, and that is to provide information to business owners and people interested in the web and ways in which to promote their activities, whether it's their business or their e-commerce or whatever it is they do. It's not a selling tool per se, it's simply a branding tool that allows us to get out and share information as professionals in a non-sales environment. So what you will not hear from us is a pitch. This is completely taboo in our environment. This is about education, it's about sharing, it's about providing. And so when we hope that our attendees from our workshops walk away, they have meaningful tools that they can begin to implement immediately as they grow their business. In terms of what I do, I think what I do actually puts me in a great position. I'll tell you a little bit more about my background personally in a few minutes, but what I do every single day is I talk to business owners. I'm an internet marketing consultant, and my job is literally to talk to hundreds of business owners a week. I'm not kidding. I am hammering the phones, I'm pulling doors, I'm talking to business owners because my goal is to understand what business owners need in terms of helping them to grow their business. And as a result, I feel like I'm keenly in touch with the business mindset, and I listen to what business owners tell me are their chief problems. And so part of this workshop series is born out of the knowledge that I've gained by talking to these business owners. And the one fundamental thing that I hear across the board, other than the fact that most of the 99% of the businesses I talk to need business, which is only normal, I think we all probably agree there, we'd like to have more business, is that business owners ask me, could you please clarify the mess that is out there regarding search engine marketing and search engine optimization? Could you please share with me the difference between the two so that we can compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges? One of the things we all know today in this age of technology is that we as customers are being digitized more and more every single day. Our business is in effect having to correspond and become digitized as a result. At some point in the future, we as business owners will acquire, maintain, and manage, if you will, our customers virtually. That is a fact. We're all going in that direction. So when we talk about how people find you as a business owner, it's natural that we all gravitate towards the search engines, which is where most people start. Over 50%, and that number is growing every day. Now, I'm not trying to slam anybody because I've got a dear friend in here who works for the company that I'm about to mention, and it's not about AT&T, it's not about Yellow Book, it's not about any of the directory providers. They're all fabulous companies with great products. The one thing is true that I want to demonstrate here is that the directories are actually shrinking. They may still represent a great deal of the revenue, but when I walk into a business owner and I say, here's the Glendale phone book, with 207,000 people as a population of Glendale, and countless businesses that rely on this tool that was once the best direct response vehicle available to us as consumers, right? What did we do when we needed a plumber 10 years ago? We went to the Yellow Pages. Today, over 50% of the people go where? Google. Or as my mom says, Gurgle. Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So there needs to be some clarification when we talk about how that tool is now used, and that's what we're here to do. In essence, it's really simple. What my objective is tonight, our objective as a group, is to take search engine optimization and search engine marketing and put them into their proper perspective, understand how they relate to one another, and from there, set the appropriate expectations. I will tell you that going from this point, I am a huge proponent of search engine optimization. I am also a very huge proponent of search engine marketing. But understanding what each can do for your business is, to me, probably the chief reason that I have a challenge working with most of the business owners that I do. So we're going to clarify that today. Very quickly, some information about me. I am a technology entrepreneur, 18 years in the business from telecommunications to internet. I've owned my own companies. Some of my colleagues from prior companies that I've owned, and I've done well in some and not so well in others. I realized starting my companies over the past couple of years that I needed to go back to school because I needed to understand fundamentally how to market my business online, so I actually became certified in search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and enterprise social media out of the DMA out of New York City. Michael and I started Online Media Today as a vehicle to help us, as I said before, to educate business owners in an unbiased way. I will say that I make my money from what I believe is a company that has the top technology in the world as it relates to search engine marketing and social media management for businesses, and that is Reach Local, but that's the last you'll hear of Reach Local tonight. I don't know how many of you are familiar with search engine optimization fundamentally and search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is typically the umbrella statement that us in the industry refer to as the pay-per-click side or the sponsored search side of marketing, but it can be, in some circles, an all-encompassing term that includes both search engine marketing or pay-per-click and SEO. But the fundamental difference between search engine marketing, pay-per-click, is that people are buying the ad space in the sponsored search results here and on the side, masthead in the channel of the search engine results pages, whereas in SEO, the organic listings are where your website appears. And we'll talk about some of the things that you do to influence both SEO and pay-per-click. So is that clear? Pay-per-click, sponsored search results at the top. SEO, the organic results in the white section of the page. An area that is quickly becoming part and parcel of SEO is the map section of all of the search engines. And you're familiar with the map section. And I've put that map section there on purpose. And I'll actually go into that a little bit more in the following slides. Everybody clear on the difference between SEO and PPC? Fabulous. Okay, we're making progress. This is one of the chief things that I, as a consultant, have to battle with, because when I talk to a business owner and I say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about direct response marketing, paid search marketing, and they say, yes, we're already doing SEO. Typical, almost 9 times out of 10, and when I talk to a business owner, that's what I get. So there's a clear confusion there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the golden triangle, or the golden pyramid, as I like to call it. This is kind of like my little very quick down and dirty view of how these parts all interrelate. To me, if you took a triangle and you created a base of the triangle, the base of all internet marketing is search engine optimization. Fundamental. The things you do to your website that ultimately influence where you get found in the organic search results. On the side, you have 2 sides leading up to the almighty dollar. One would be pay-per-click. And on the other side is a new term that we're all going to get familiar with tonight and going forward, and that is web presence management. Web presence management is essentially your social media management, how you manage your social media and how you manage your reputation as a business owner online. And we'll talk about the importance of those in a few minutes. Now, as far as the inside contents of this triangle, the fundamental thing for SEO is that there needs to be sound architecture to your site. Spiders need to be able to crawl it. They need to be able to index your content. And there's a lot of things that we could go into, but we're not going to go into the detail of this. Just suffice it to say that your website's architecture is a very key element of how well you do it organically. Your content, in other words, your blog, how often your content changes on your website, also has an impact on SEO and your organic rankings. And then finally, the links. The links in your site that go from page to page, the links that go out to other third-party sites, and then finally, the links that come in from other third-party sites to your website that ultimately create this relevance factor that the search engines qualify as that vote that gets you placed higher than your competitor organically. Does that make sense? Okay. But I want to show you something here. Some of you people, some of you folks who are in this business of SEO, you're going to throw lighted matches at me when you see this. There's a huge debate right now in the industry as to whether or not this actually is true. and I want to attribute this to my colleague Brian Sullivan, who's in the back. We're having a conversation one day a couple of weeks ago after we finished a client visit, and Brian said, kind of tongue-in-cheek, hey, SEO's dead. And I said, are you crazy? You're insane. It's not dead. It's the foundation of all organic marketing on the web. But then I took a step back and I started thinking about it, and I go, oh my God, you know what? If you factor in how social media is now starting to impact the airwaves on the internet, you're going to begin to realize, and you see what's happening with the search engines today, which I'll show you in a minute, you'll begin to realize very quickly that maybe SEO isn't dead, but I'll tell you, it's never going to be the same again. As a business, you'll never be able to rely on the same fundamental architecture, links, and content that you always have. It's going to expand, and unfortunately, it's going to get a lot more difficult. But the great thing about it is that the ultimate relevant factor are the people that are sitting in this room, you as consumers, you who are working with businesses and commenting on businesses and sharing information about the businesses online. You ultimately will determine the ultimate litmus test for a business, how successful that business is marketing online. That will be a huge factor, and we'll show you that in a minute. So no more will there ever be, will there be just a business that relies 100% on title tags, H1 tags, keywords, although keywords will still always be the fundamental element of all your SEO, there still will be an additional layer to your organic marketing that will be in effect and is in effect today. So, there's a new sheriff in town. You like the Western theme? I'm a cowboy fan, and I'm really sad these days. Steve's a Jet fan, and I don't like him. Okay, so what's been buzzing around? Links or likes. Meta tags are now hashtags. And relevance really equals reviews. That is it. That's it, folks. That's as simple as that. Your SEO still works very much the same way, but if you're not doing the things that get you, if you will, people, and capturing the things that people talk about you online, then in 2 years, I guarantee you, you will be so far behind that you won't be able to catch up very easily. Okay, so here's what's happening. Just to give you an idea, I pulled off some information from my own Facebook page. These are people that are talking about businesses. Every one of these, from Gowalla to all the other geo-specific websites out there that you can check in to businesses. All of these are friends of mine. In every instance of these yellow highlighted areas are people talking about your business. And you see how many times there are likes. Here's all the likes. Everybody's liking and liking and liking. So the point is that now more content, more places equals more customers really means getting as many people to talk and like your content that you're putting out there. And of course, using hashtags is another example, getting people to, and using hashtags as a business to create and stimulate conversation and control conversation to a certain degree about your brand. Make sense?